Before we get into today's video, if you haven't done so already, please do hit like and subscribe and leave a comment if you're feeling up to it. Helps me out an absolute ton with the YouTube algorithm, as we know it is very picky. What's up guys, it's Larka and I am back with a new top 5 best weapons after update 5.2. As you all know, there's been some big changes to the SMGs and LMGs dispersion. Now, most of the LMGs, personally in my opinion for me, it has ruined most of them and it is now enticing more of a camp and play style to use the bipod to help with the dispersion rates. Starting this video off though, we're using the PP29, which is still one of the most goated weapons in the game. Now, if I'm not suppressed, I will run the champion muzzle brake, but I have been absolutely loving the wrap suppressor, and personally I find like it just makes absolutely no difference to the gun at all, apart from the fact you are silenced. Now, it does say you got stealth at 40 plus meters, but I am 100% certain that is supposed to be 20 plus meters, and even when you're within a 20 meter range, so let's say within here, I still feel like people do not see me on the minimap. It could just be a fluke, I don't know, but a wrap suppressor on the PP29 is incredible, and the PP29 essentially have it unlocked straight away, and you do get the standard issue mags here with a 64 round mag, and it is absolutely crazy, but this doesn't even act like an SMG at times. It is nuts. I am using the Death Rate skin with the K8 Hollow, so as you can see, this sight is a little bit different. It's a little bit cleaner. A lot of people still like the Fusion Hollow as well, but personally, the K8 Hollow with this pack, it looks so much cleaner, and you can see a lot more in your ADS sight field of view. Now, the next weapon is the BSV-M. This is a weapon that I really need to shut up about because it is absolutely insane, and it has been since Season 1. Now, I normally run the K8 Hollow, but I do have the 2.5 thermal and the 6x thermal just in case. I normally run it for high power extended, BCG, and then the shortened barrel. Remember as well, when you do select this weapon, because even I forget, toggle it to full auto. Otherwise, it will get you killed. It happens to me still to this day. But this thing is crazy, even at range. You can absolutely beam people with it, and I do feel like the 2.5 thermal, I've always said this for a long time now, but the hit detection's a little bit off, like it just doesn't feel right at times. Nothing's confirmed about it, but I 100% feel like it does, but for some reason it does feel off at times. I don't know why, it feels like the hit detection's weird. Everybody I've spoken to has said the exact same thing. I do have the long barrel and the standard barrel on it just in case. I used to use the standard barrel, this used to be my go-to. But as you can see, it actually does decrease the rate of fire a bit, which if you're going for range, like for medium to like long range shots, when I say long range, I mean like probably about 40 meters or so, like it does help with control and accuracy as well, in my opinion, over the shortened barrel. But obviously with the shortened barrel, you do have a higher rate of fire. The close combat rounds for this weapon as well are absolutely insane because it turns a weapon into an SMG, essentially. And you can still beam people at ranges. I haven't actually tested the subsonics that much, but apparently the subsonic high power rounds as well. These are the close combat ones, but apparently the high power rounds are actually pretty decent. And do remember as well, please guys, this is a marksman rifle, so you would going to need to run an ammo pack. I would recommend running Falk personally, because I feel like her syringe pistol is just nuts. Like it feels more like an assault and support hybrid, because you can have ammo and you can heal. You can choose between them, because you can use a syringe to constantly heal yourself whenever you're taking damage, especially if you're new to the game. I feel like Falk is the way to go, and with the new ammo pack buff as well, if you are running on your own, you can now deploy it every 16 seconds instead of 30. Obviously smoke's coming clutch for this as well, but if you were using BSV-M, please do run the ammo crates, otherwise you are going to run out of ammo within the first 20 or 30 seconds because you are absolutely blitzed through the ammo. Now for the next weapon, we have the P90, which has gained some new all-out warfare attachments, not many, but it does have some, mainly the optics. Now I personally run this with the 6KU suppressor at close range just because it sounds nice and it does keep you off the map. It says 40 plus meters, but it's actually 20. And again, I feel like these suppressors are actually lying and they just keep you off the map all the time because nobody seems to notice me. The 6KU is lovely for when you want to be suppressed, and then the champion muzzle brake for when you don't, and it does help with the mid-range shots. And you can actually burst fire this for some medium range. As you can see here, it is pretty nuts. Even though it does have a smaller headshot multiplier, the P90 is still amazing to use. As you can see here with a full auto as well, you do have quite a bit of horizontal recoil. This is because of a champion muzzle brake. It does actually increase your horizontal recoil. I was actually using the Arkham for a bit as well, but I just feel like it doesn't perform the way it should, annoyingly, so I've been sticking with the champion muzzle brake. But again, absolutely amazing for the SMG performance. So So yeah, that's the P90, an amazing weapon, and it is extremely underrated in my opinion. Shout out to Davy as well for firstly recommending this about a month ago in my stream. Absolutely loved it. So next on the list, we do have the AK-24. Now, a lot of people do not enjoy this weapon due to the lower rate of fire and the TTK, but I feel like it's an absolute laser beam, and I still love it to this day. I've always loved the AK. This is one of the few weapons I use the Warhawk compensator on. I feel like it actually does help a lot. It says it reduces your weapon accuracy, but in my opinion, I think that's a load of crap. I don't know why. I seem to play better with it, and it works well with this weapon. The wrap suppressor as well, if you want to be off the map, I absolutely love this attachment. It works amazingly with the AK-24, and then I do run the Fusion Hollow, the T4 thermal when necessary, but again, like I said before, the hit detection's a little bit weird with this, and then I do run the STNR laser sight and standard issue extended. Below as well, I do have the Incendiary and the AP, just because sometimes I do try to do some damage to vehicles, and the AP is actually pretty decent at vehicle damage, and the Incendiary is also great for things like Breakthrough, which I've been playing on Hourglass. I was using it with the SFAR, and it was pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie, it's good for just clearing that areas and making sure people don't push, and a lot of people seem to congregate and they won't actually move out of fire, and you'll end up getting kills like that. The AK-24 is actually an amazing weapon and massively underappreciated in my opinion by the community, and again I think it's because of a lower rate of fire, but I think it helps and adds to the range. And it's super easy to use, and it's one of the first weapons. No, it is already unlocked. One of the first weapons you have unlocked. I'm pretty sure. I don't know actually, because I've been playing this game since release, but I'm pretty sure you have the AK unlocked, or if you don't, you get it extremely early. So yeah, amazing weapon. The fifth choice here, we do have the SFAR, which again, people seem to think this is one of the best weapons in the game, and they absolutely love it. It does have a lower rate of fire, but you do have a high power extended drum mag, which helps massively. It does kick a little bit with a recoil, but it's fairly easy to control. I used to use the Arkham Tactical Muzzle Brake, but again, for some reason, it doesn't work the way it should, because the SFAR does have a lot of horizontal recoil, as you can see here. So essentially, using Archon, it should just be vertical, but I feel like it performs better with the champion. I have no idea why. It just feels better with the champion. And I do run the wrap suppressor every now and then. This is a bit of a rogue shout, but again, if you do want to stay off a map, it helps. I do run the 1.25 thermal every now and then, and the T4 thermals on there just in case you want to go for long shots. Now with the underbarrel of his weapon, you only have launchers, so I do have the grenade launcher, which I actually don't use to be honest, the Incendiary and the smokes, which do come in clutch. I do occasionally as well swap to the standard issue mags because I quite enjoy these with a higher rate of fire. The annoying thing is with the SFAR is that it doesn't have an extended mag for standard issue rounds, and I have no idea why, but I actually do enjoy these a lot. Especially if you're on controller, this is probably one of the easiest weapons to use. I never really loved the SFAR too much. Everyone seemed to love it, and I can never quite click with it that well. Like, I still haven't tier 1'd it, but it is a good weapon. I'm starting to love it more and more now. Now, there are plenty of amazing weapons in this game, but I did have to give an honourable mention for the PBX. Again, it's another SMG, however, it does not perform like an SMG at times. This is one of, I don't know how to explain it, but I swap through the attachments with this weapon all the time. So I mainly run the Champion Muzzle Brake, Fusion Hollow, Close Combat Rounds, MGL Laser Sight, which at close range especially is an absolute monster, and you can do some mid-range with it. I'm in close range and I'm going to go into a mid-range spot, but I do not have time to go and change ammo type. I will just swap on the extender barrel. Slows down the rate of fire, and it makes it a lot easier to hit them distance shots. And the wrap suppressor, I just use this whenever I want to stay off a map. However, the standard issue extended mag, I do run these as well at close to mid-range, typically if I'm more mid-range, but they do work well at close range as well. They do help for the longer distances. And then again, extended barrel if you want to go even further, because this thing, it basically turns into an AR. And it's like the dispersion doesn't even apply to this weapon. The headshot multiplier is the one thing that sucks about the SMGs the most, because it's only a 1.25 multiplier, but you know, it is what it is. It's an amazing weapon. I've always loved it, and I'll continue to love it. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe.